Good day, class. Today in JSS 2 Social Studies we are studying agriculture in the Nigerian economy. Agriculture is the backbone of Nigeria's economy and the livelihood of the majority of Nigerians. Understanding its importance, structure, challenges, and potential is critical for every Nigerian student. Agriculture is the science and practice of cultivating soil, growing crops, raising livestock, and harvesting the resulting products for human use. In a broader sense, agriculture also includes forestry, fishing, and aquaculture. Importance of agriculture to Nigeria. Agriculture employs the largest number of Nigerians. Over 70% of the labor force is engaged in agriculture, mostly as smallholder farmers in rural areas. Despite this, agriculture accounts for only about 25 to 30% of Nigeria's GDP, highlighting the low productivity of most Nigerian farming. Agriculture provides food for Nigeria's population of over 200 million people. When Nigerian agriculture is productive, food is more available and affordable. When it is disrupted by drought, flooding, or insecurity, food prices rise and hunger increases. Agriculture is also a major source of export earnings for products like cocoa, cashew, sesame seed, and rubber. Before the oil boom of the 1970s, Nigeria was actually an agricultural exporter. Nigerian cocoa, groundnuts, cotton, and palm oil were major export products that generated significant foreign exchange. The iconic groundnut pyramids of Kano were monuments to the agricultural wealth of northern Nigeria. When oil revenue began flowing in the 1970s, the government largely neglected agriculture, investment shifted to oil, and agricultural exports declined dramatically. This shift from agriculture to oil is part of what economists call Dutch disease. Types of farming in Nigeria. Subsistence farming is the most common type of farming in Nigeria. Subsistence farmers grow crops primarily for their own family's consumption, with little or no surplus to sell. They use traditional methods, simple tools like hoes and cutlasses, little or no fertilizer or irrigation, and depend entirely on rainfall. Most smallholder farmers in Nigeria's rural areas practice subsistence farming. While it provides food security for individual families, it does not generate income for development. Commercial farming or cash crop farming is farming for profit, growing crops intended for sale rather than home consumption. Nigerian commercial farmers produce cocoa in Oyo, Ondo, and Osun states, rubber in Edo and Delta, oil palm in the southeast, groundnuts and cotton in the north, cashew in Kogi and Kwara, tomatoes in Kaduna and Kano, and rice in many states including Kebbi, Ebonyi, and Niger. The Dangote Group and several other large businesses have invested in large-scale commercial farming of tomatoes, rice, sugarcane, and cattle. Plantation agriculture involves the large-scale cultivation of a single crop, called a monoculture, on a large farm with hired labor. Plantations produce rubber, oil palm, cocoa, tea, and other crops. While efficient in production, monoculture plantations are vulnerable to disease and pest. Mixed farming combines crop farming with livestock rearing on the same farm. Many Nigerian farmers keep goats, sheep, cattle, or poultry alongside their crop cultivation. Mixed farming diversifies income and allows animal manure to fertilize the crops. Major crops of Nigeria by region. Northern Nigeria, drier savanna climate, produces sorghum, millet, maize, groundnuts, cotton, cowpea, and soybeans, also cattle, sheep, and goats. The Middle Belt, including Benue, Kogi, Niger, and Plateau states, produces yam, cassava, maize, and vegetables, and is known as Nigeria's food basket. Southern Nigeria, rainforest climate, produces cassava, cocoa, oil palm, rubber, plantain, and root vegetables. Fisheries. Nigeria has an extensive coastline and many rivers and lakes that support a large fishing industry. The Niger and Benue rivers, Lake Chad in the northeast, and the Atlantic coast are major fishing areas. Both artisanal fishing, by small-scale fishermen, and aquaculture, fish farming, are growing in importance. Catfish and tilapia farming have become important sources of income for many Nigerians. Challenges of agriculture in Nigeria include low mechanization, most farmers use hand tools and have no access to tractors, harvesters, or modern equipment. Lack of access to credit, farmers cannot borrow money to buy inputs like fertilizer, improved seeds, or equipment. Inadequate irrigation, most Nigerian farming is rain-fed, making it vulnerable to drought and climate variability. Poor rural roads and storage, crops rot before reaching markets because of bad roads and lack of cold storage. Insecurity, farmer-herder conflicts over grazing land, Boko Haram in the northeast, and banditry have disrupted farming in many areas, and climate change, changing rainfall patterns, more frequent floods and droughts, and desertification threaten agricultural production. Government programs to support agriculture include the Anchor Borrowers Program of the Central Bank of Nigeria, which provides loans to smallholder farmers, the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative, and various state-level agricultural development projects. The government's goal of achieving food security and revitalizing agricultural exports is central to Nigeria's economic diversification strategy.